Introduction to Reading Sheet Music and Learning to Sing. When you are learning a song, you will either be learning by rote or learning by note, which is looking at the sheet music. You need to understand the concept of pitch and written music, the notes on the staff, and what written music looks like. When you learn by rote, you hear somebody else sing the song, and then you echo what you hear over and over until you learn it. It takes lots of repetition to learn a song by hearing only, as you go word by word and phrase by phrase. When you learn to sing by note, you're actually learning by looking at the sheet music, which includes the words and music notation symbols. Written music is written on a staff, and you have to learn what all the symbols mean. Unless you have access to a piano or a keyboard and can read it and play it for yourself, you have to have somebody else play or sing the melody for you so that you can learn the tune or the melody of the song. A grand staff is made up of two music staffs that are connected together with a bass clef on the bottom staff and a treble clef on the top staff. The bass clef represents the lower pitches, or what the left hand would play on the piano, and the treble clef represents the higher pitches, or what the right hand would play on the piano. The pitches for the natural singing range of children and women are generally found on the treble staff and are mostly higher than the range of men. When a male goes through puberty, his voice changes and his voice drops, making him able to produce much lower pitches from the bass clef staff. Some people refer to this as a broken voice. On the piano, the very first white key, or lowest pitch all the way to the left, is an A. The musical alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So if you play one white key at a time up the piano from left to right, the letter names of the white notes are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. When you get to G, you start over again, and A, B, C, D, E, F, G repeats over and over. There are 88 keys on the piano, black and white. There are 7 octaves. An octave is a span of 8 notes from A to A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. The very first and lowest A is called A1. The next A is called A2. Then the next A is called A3, and so on. A3 is located on a music staff with a bass clef. A3 is a very low note that is sung typically by a man. It is a bass note. The very last and the highest note on the piano is a C. Every music staff has 5 lines and 4 spaces. If a staff has a bass clef, the spaces are named A, C, E, G, usually remembered as All Cows Eat Grass or All Cajuns Eat Gumbo. A3 is the bass clef space A. The next A is A4, which is close to the middle of the piano. The note that is almost dead center of the piano is a note called middle C. Middle C is the white key to the left of 2 black notes, and that is C4. A4 is 2 white keys below middle C. Then if you go up to the next A, that A is located on the treble clef staff. This is A5, which is the second space up on a treble clef staff. If you have already learned music notes, you learned the treble clef spaces spell face. So that was A5. If you keep going to the next A, you will go out of the boundaries of the 5 lines of the treble staff. You will need to add a tiny line above the staff called a ledger line to show the placement of A6. 2 notes above A6 is C6, which is also known as high C. Sopranos who can sing a high C are generally classified as a first soprano. This is a little scientific, but have you ever seen a pitch tuning fork or a pitch pipe? Choirs sometimes use an A440 tuning fork as a grounding pitch to find other pitches. Pitch pipes are also used, sometimes for guitar as well. A440 is the pitch with 440 vibrations per second. The more vibrations, the higher the pitch. The less, the lower. This is just a small introduction to understanding what pitches look like when they are placed on a music staff. The good thing is, you don't have to learn all about music notation overnight. Take your time and relax into the journey of learning to read written music. You will be surprised how quickly you catch on and how easy it is to learn and build bit by bit. I am a voice teacher with a bachelor's and master's degree in vocal performance. I spent many years teaching voice and choir at all levels. I currently am an adjunct part-time voice teacher. I have placed some links for additional helpful resources in the description. I hope you found this video to be helpful. Please visit again as I plan to add additional lessons. Until next time, remember, only the brave sing.